in line for the dopest girl show. The essence will be holding us down. Get in line, women running the world. Wednesday 6:30, let's have a good time. Get in line, free your mind. Let the music help you celebrate life. Get sexy. Get in line, keep it real. Get empowered and inspired to feel.
Oh.
Hey guys! It's so funny because there's always something going on behind the scenes, and then they're like, 3, go! What's up? You guys are watching the Essence Show right here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. I hope you guys enjoyed what you've been seeing so far. I love being here in this new home and you guys watching me. It's a great feeling to actually entertain my viewers. So spread the word. Follow me on Miss The Essence 1 on Instagram, YouTube The Essence Romero. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening. And I have a very special guest here today. We're going to be going through a lot of different talks. We may be jumping around, but I want to start with a foundation of her. I also want to say that is National Chocolate Chip Day. And I love chocolate chips. I just didn't have any today. And I love chocolate drops. And it's also International Day of Families. So this guest and what we're going to be talking about kind of brings in family, but also brings in woman empowerment. We talk about some abuse that has taken place that makes us feel a certain way, that now we need to feel empowered and be like that sounding board to females of color and Hispanics. Also to become a sisterhood, you know, in this day and age. Even I think from the day we're born, we're loving and caring, but we always have like this cattiness towards each other. And I could say from baby that we kind of have that because I watch kids with each other. And there's always like this little cattiness with each other as females. And I'm just like, where does that come from? But we need to love each other. We need to, you know, bring each other up. You know, a compliment goes a long way. A smile goes a long way. If you don't like each other, that's fine. Everybody's entitled. You know, sometimes you say one word to someone and that just makes their whole day. I'll give a little story real quick. I was on the train the other night with my mom, and there was a female that was sitting in the corner of the train car. And she looked a little disrupted, you know, a little messy. But she was a young girl. She must have had a hard day maybe. I don't know what she was into. Anyway, she's there in the corner by herself, and she falls asleep. And she's so tired. She's like slumped over her book bag, and she's alone. And we're talking about like 10 o'clock on a Friday night. It's not a big deal. But I tell my mom, like, that's not safe. Mm-hmm. You know, by the time she is startled, it may be too late. But then there was a defense that came into me as a female too. Pow, pow on me. Shame on me. I had to get myself in line myself because there was a hard love saying you should know as a female not to do those things. You should be self-aware. You should, you know, if you are drunk or too tired, you shouldn't be messy that way. And then it became a couple of minutes of conversation with my mom. And my mom was like, I'm going to go wake her up because we have to look out for each other because no one's going to do it. And again, I felt bad for having that tough love, but we actually woke her up, and she was very thankful for it. She was a little startled at first, but we were like, you know, now you're alone on the train. There's 3 men here, and God forbid. So we have to love each other and bring each other up. Anyway, I want to introduce a beautiful guest of mine that we met through 950. Kevin Pryor, once again, is mentioned on the show, who's begging me to come on. I'm like, you're not going nowhere. Be easy. And the minute I met her, there was a sophistication about her that I actually liked. And I said, I can rock with her. Because again, sometimes we have this cattiness and you're like, that's not my type of girl. That's not my type of girl. I don't want that girl around my man. I don't want that girl around me. But with her, it was nothing like that. And we met on numerous occasions through mutual networking.
Yes.
And we got to know each other. And then I think last year, she was coming up with an organization that she's been working on for quite some time. It's actually her baby, like, this is mine. And she was ready to do it. You know, there was a few things in her way, and she kind of jumped over and made the leap to start this organization called Fearless Women. And she honored me with a request to be one of the members. And I took it in like a second. I said, let's do this. However you want to do it, whatever you want to do it, you got my support. And now we're here a year later, and we're about to start our soft launch event on May 15th, right?
Yes.
Or the 16th?
The 16th.
The 16th,
yes.
I'm sorry. Every day we talk. We have a crew of like 6 of us, and we're becoming sisters. And we have DC, we have Brooklyn, we have the Bronx here. So there's a lot of us here, and I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm really excited, and I want to introduce Sue Fearless. Okay, that's how we go by her here. All right, and we're a crew of fearless women, and you have a story to tell, and I want you to express your story, how we got to where we are now. And then in the second segment, we're going to have a little fun. We're going to talk about dating, sex, because she also has a show on what is it? GSN, right?
Yes, it's a Matrix Studios.
And is it every month?
It's once a month, every Sunday of the month, every first Sunday.
Every first Sunday of the month. And what is your premise,
angle.
I guess? Yeah, your angle.
Initially it was started because we wanted a platform. You know, I was offered a platform
Right.
to talk about women empowerment and stuff like that. But I definitely, from the beginning, didn't want to shut out men. So I was like, no, this has to be co-ed. We have to have a good time.
We need
have
the men.
We have to, hear their perspective too, even though we'll shut them down real quick.
Uh-huh.
But so it's been really great. I've had a plethora of co-hosts come in and out, but everyone has had a great time and has moved on even to do radio and other things.
Yeah.
Because they came on the show, they got inspired. So we talk about everything from current events, and then we'll pick a hot topic. We're gonna talk a little bit about dating. Our next show will be about dating. We have a small little panel. We're gonna go into that, and of course, just talk about things that are empowering everyone in the community and just supporting our local entrepreneurs.
I love it. And I know you like doing it too.
I do.
And now we're a CEO of Fearless
Oh my
Women, and we're
gosh,
doing
I know.
panels, and you're networking like crazy. So you're coming out of
yes.
your element too a little bit.
Absolutely. When
Yeah.
I was offered the show, that was not in my element at all. I'm first and foremost, before we even continue, I just want to tell you I'm so proud of you.
Thank you,
I'm so
love.
proud of you.
Thank
I've
you.
seen you here and there. Like you said, we've bumped into each other, and every time I ran into this woman, the thing that like always pops up in my head is that she always had a microphone ready.
Yes.
She was
no matter
ready.
how big or little it was,
No
right?
matter how big or little, she's just very clever, very, very into it, very on the moment, on the
Thank
spot,
you.
which is how you should be.
Right.
And she would just come up to you like, "Hey, Sue, so come on, let's talk a little bit." And I'm like, "Okay, girl." But
Yeah,
no,
it was
it
a lot
was
of fun.
so fun, and your energy is so amazing. And I think that this is definitely where you should be. This is what your platform is, and just keep doing all
keep
these great
rising.
things.
This is not the
Yes, and
stop.
Get in line. I'm
Yes,
so happy
baby.
to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you here. So
Yes.
tell us, where you from? How did you grow up? What's your descent? Talk to me. Let us know what you're about.
Yes. So my parents are Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Shout out to my peoples.
Yes.
And my mom and my dad met here. They met in Jersey, and young couple. My mom kind of was a rebel and left Puerto Rico and just told her parents like, well, I'm leaving. I want to pursue other things. And she was in her early 20s, and it was very emotional for her. But she got here. Didn't take too long until she met my dad. So
Nice.
her journey as a parent started really soon once she got to, the tri-state area. But
Okay.
she's been amazing. She's one of the reasons why I'm so inspired to empower women. Strong woman. My dad, unfortunately, took quite a left turn and no longer lives in the United States. He's living in Dominican Republic right now. But nonetheless, I also have a lot of strengths from him. My hustle definitely comes from my dad.
Yeah, that's a great thing to have.
No matter how he was doing it, it's okay. Bygones are bygones.
It was done.
But definitely I have the hustle spirit from my dad. So I grew up in Washington Heights. I was living there for a very long time until I just became a little rebel myself and, became a young parent and decided to just, move on and pursue other dreams. But it's so funny that I'm here now, pursuing these creative, in this creative field, because when I was younger, I always loved to dance. I always loved to sing. I always, and
you like the performance.
Yes, and although very subdued as I still am, I still had my rebel side. And I remember in junior high school, I was taking, I think it was like a ballet class, or the teacher was more like ballet inclined. And at that time, it was like spicy music was out. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I left her. I went to the other teacher. We put a whole production together. And the other
Nice.
teacher didn't even know until I came on the stage. And she was like, oh, well, there she is.
Nice.
She already had passed
Oh,
me.
wow.
So it was fun and exciting, and I always had it inside of me. And I used to like to record my voice, but singing.
Okay.
Never did I think I would do like radio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I used to, listen to the songs. I used to stop. I used to write my own lyrics. I also
Interesting.
used to draw and design, and so it's very.
You definitely have like a creative side to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing that it's never too late to pursue your dreams and stuff like that. So it's funny that I'm here now. But yeah. So I grew up in Washington Heights. I became a young mom. I enrolled myself into college. I was
How
like,
young?
I had my first child when I was 19 years old.
How was that for you?
Yeah.
Were you ready? Did you want a child at that moment? Or?
Funny enough, I was very happy and excited.
That's a good thing.
I don't think that I was scared, but I think it's also because of how young I was. When you're young, you're really fearless, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, whatever,
Yeah,
I can
kind of like
accomplish
naive.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like ready, but of course reality hit me. We're two young parents. What are we gonna do? So I enrolled myself in college, and I was like, how can I tell my children to stay in school and to do the right things if
you're not doing it.
if we're not doing
Right,
it, right?
right.
So I'll take the initiative and I'll take the lead in that, and I did that, and I'm very happy I did. Long story short, with school, I was going to school just for business. It was very, broad. And my accounting 101 professor was like, you can do something more. Like, you're doing really good in this class. Stick to accounting, and you will forever have a job, a plan B.
Okay.
He was absolutely right. Like, that's always been like my backup, and
Right.
it supported my family till this day.
Nice.
Knock on wood. So very grateful that he pushed me towards that direction. Absolutely.
And now being a businesswoman of your own organization,
Right.
it's very crucial to have that type of knowledge and
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I mean, he said you don't need to study business to learn how to run a
Right,
business.
right.
You know?
And look, now you're running it.
And
Yeah.
even like as a parent, it's like you're running your household,
Yeah,
like
you're the boss there.
you're the boss.
And
You're
that's
making
one of
sure
the
everything
hardest
is-
jobs.
Yes, you're making sure everything is in line. You're making sure
Yeah.
everything is, as it should be, and supporting for your family. So definitely he was right, and I'm glad that I followed it. My career is not the most fascinating, so I love when I get to do things like this, and when I get to do my my podcast and work with you wonderful ladies on Fearless Women. So that's kind of like my background.
No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Were you raised with siblings?
Yes, I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Okay.
My sister's 2 years apart, so we're very close.
Okay.
She's like my best friend, yeah. And then my brother, he's the youngest. He's in his late 20s now, so
Okay.
yeah.
So how did this whole baby of yours come to life with the with the Fearless Woman? Like what I guess personal experiences you had to bring you to
Yeah.
this
Um,
organization?
Again, once I became a mom, I left all of my dreams and my passions.
Yeah.
They went out the door.
Yeah, it's not priority. Now
They
it's
went
about
out
them.
the door. I was a full-time student. I was a full-time employee. I was a full-time everything you can think of. Plus, as I said, I've always been a hustler. So I was still doing my little side gigs. Like I was waitressing. I was
Right.
bartending. I was doing just so much
Wow.
just to make sure that we had what we needed. I was kind of like a bougie mom a little bit. And when I
Okay.
got pregnant with my second child, I was like, I am not getting on the train or the bus.
I
With two
agree.
screaming children.
I agree. I wouldn't do it
So
with one.
I was like, I'm going to do what it takes.
Yep.
And I'm going to buy myself a vehicle, and I'm going to, make sure that they're safe and we're getting to where we need to, point A
Definitely.
to point B, without any too much struggle.
Right,
It was still a
right.
struggle, but
No, definitely.
so yeah, so I when I never thought I would start the organization. It was just something that just came out of nowhere. I started going through things in my relationship, unfortunately, and it came to a point where I started to feel that like I was being hindered, like I was in being myself. I was hiding a lot of myself. I started hiding a few things too, just so I wouldn't upset this person.
Wow,
So he
yeah.
wouldn't react a certain way, and he wouldn't be abusive. And it went really, really dark.
What was the first red flag that you saw that maybe
Oh,
you
I saw a red
ignored?
flag from the beginning. But again, I was
That's
nine-
how it
I
is.
was 19.
But we do that still as
Yes,
women now. We
yes.
see red flags and we're like,
Oh, girl, don't get me started.
and then it's
You
like,
would think, right? We learn our lesson.
Yeah.
No.
It's always like the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's like, okay, I'll keep note, but let's see how far this actually goes. And
Yes.
then you're into something.
Yes. But I would never go down that road again.
Okay.
There may be little red flags I haven't learned from, but never
Definitely
go down that
not
road.
that.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't fun. It has made me the person that I am today,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't recommend anyone to go through that to be a strong person.
Yeah.
You don't need to, go through that.
Yeah.
But so I saw the red flags a long time ago. I just ignored them, and then I had children, so I wanted to make it work. I wanted to make the relationship work. I wanted
course.
the children to be with their father. Maybe even try to help him.
Yep,
Shape up his
all of
life and
it,
stuff
yep.
like that. So I guess I was empowering a man at first before I
Okay.
started empowering women, right?
Okay.
So so I started to go through things with him. I was hiding a lot of myself. I was even more quiet and reserved than I am now. So picture that,
So you're very introverted.
Yes, I was very introverted, but we'll
Okay.
get into that when we
Yeah.
start talking about the radio show again and everything. But so I just felt like I didn't have a voice, like I lost myself throughout the whole process. So when I was towards like the end years of my bachelor, I met some amazing women. Shout out to my girl Wanda, my girl Mildred. And, I will always have a special place for them in my heart because they were so outgoing and so determined, and they were older than me, and they were, just so fierce and so like, boss women, Dominican boss women. And they inspired me to come out of my shell and do what I need to do, whatever that was going to be. I
Right.
didn't know at the time. So, I started to gain my confidence again. I started to love myself again. I started to worry more about, how I looked, how I felt, taking care of myself, becoming more healthy. And that started attracting more people to me, men and women and
And you
stuff like
noticed the
that.
difference.
Yes. And I started meeting other, amazing people out in, in the industry and stuff like that. So I became kind of like a socialite in a sense.
Okay.
And every time there was something going on, everybody
So
would
was
call
there.
me, or they would call me,
Yeah.
like, hey, it's Friday night, what's going on today, or it's Saturday, or whatever, after
Right.
work, I became probably like one of the after work queens. Like I used to love after work. It's like pull up and, grab some drinks. So women
That
started
sounds
to,
great. I just can't sometimes make it to work the next day.
well,
So
not
I'd rather
anymore.
stay away, right?
Not anymore, no.
Because I love
Hangovers
after
last
work.
like 3
and-
days
yeah.
now. Yeah, no, I used to go drink and go to work the next day
I don't
and
know
go to
how-
class
I
and
don't-
do it
and
all.
do it all
and
over
be a mom
again.
at the same
Yeah,
time.
I don't know how we did that.
I have no idea. The stamina you have when you're young.
Exactly.
But so it was fun. It was fun. So I started meeting some amazing people. I started gaining some great friends who were all in the industry too.
Look at that.
Who were throwing events or who were DJing or who were, starting fashion lines, like, and I've seen, everyone's progress throughout the years. This is like 10 plus years,
Yeah.
So it was super amazing. So one day I was with two of my closest friends. My homegirl at the time, she was transitioning into being a DJ. And my male friend was just leaving like an event curating group that he was in, and he was like venturing out on his own. He's also a great MC and, just amazing person, amazing people. So one day
Right.
we're walking, we leave, I think it was like a Rakim concert outdoors or something like
Wow.
that. And we're just like walking. This is all the way down by like the Williamsburg Bridge. And we're walking and we bump into this place that's like, it has the downstairs. It's like an underground type of thing. Like it looked really cool. So we walk in and I'm like, oh my God, this spot is really dope. Maybe we should do something here. What do you guys think about that? So that's when I started wetting my feet. We spoke to the manager. They gave us a shot. We had a residency there. I'm gonna say like 2 or 3 years. Every Thursday consistently.
Did
And
she become the house DJ for there?
Of course.
Beautiful.
And we also had other guest DJs come in, and
Right.
I kid you not, that's who I met most of my connections. everyone was bringing someone there. Everyone, oh, come and check it out. This is good vibes, good people. And it wasn't even nothing that was like super crazy and super,
Right.
but it was lit. Like the energy that was there was really, really dope.
But there's always a time for
So,
everything.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, to come back to your question, I, was thinking, okay, social media is getting popular now. MySpace was out,
I
all of that
remember
stuff.
MySpace.
So I'm like, how can I put myself out there and like market everything that I'm doing without this person like, finding out or, coming into my,
Yeah.
personal space and
Yeah.
trying to sabotage
So
myself.
basically now you're starting to live a double life.
Right, I was.
Okay.
So I'm like, how can I do this? So I thought about so many names for, social media, for Instagram and stuff like that. And I just one day was like, oh, Fearless Women.
Nice.
Let me go with that.
So that's the
right?
birth of it.
Yes. So I loved how it sounds. I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. He can't find me. I won't put my name on it, whatever. So that's what I did. And I got away with it for a while. I got away with it, I'm gonna say maybe like a year, a little over a year. So it was great. Listen, it was great. I was out there, and then my good friend that I started that event with one day, he wanted me to introduce him because again, I never got on the mic. I was really shy, just behind the scenes girl,
Right,
work the
right.
crowd and that's it. But he was like, no, I want you to say something because it was his birthday. So I was like,
boy.
right. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
So he gives me the mic, and the mic, of course, is like acting crazy. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm like sweating. My armpits are sweating. I'm like, hold on a second. So then I finally say something, and then I wish him happy birthday. And when he gets on the mic, he was like, Sue Fearless, everybody. And I was like, Sue Fearless? Wait a second. I felt like that was so like above me, like so not in the place where I was. Like I'm still
right.
dealing with this situation and that situation. So it was big. It was major. And
Okay,
it kind
and
of
it
like
stood.
yes, and it stood, and it gave me like the energy and the motivation to just like live up to the name, I guess.
Okay,
Right?
all right.
So that's where it all started.
All right, so can you give me, I don't know if it's censored
know
or
it's a
not,
long
but
story.
no, it's fine. But how did you get caught?
Oh my
How you
God.
got caught out there?
The juicy part, right?
Yeah,
The juicy
you left
part.
the juicy part out. You gotta wait for it for a year. Then what happened?
Oh my God. Well, I'm not going to get fully into it
No,
because
of course
stay
not.
tuned for the book.
Yeah,
It's coming in the
nice.
future.
I love it.
But no, so he's an intelligent man. Well, we have some Virgos in the building. He's a Virgo.
Oh,
So, very
yeah.
intuitive, very intelligent. Plus, he knows how to maneuver in these streets and stuff like that. So,
Word
he
gets
got
around.
winds of it. I don't know how, I don't know where. And of course, social media doesn't help.
Yeah.
So, he probably started just clicking on friends' pages until he
boy.
bumped into mine. And, that's how it happened. And he found out, and he, of course, did what I knew he was going to do and just, made his special VIP appearance.
Oh, that's
to a lot of,
nice.
not in a nice way.
Right, right.
To a lot of the stuff that I was doing uninvited.
Okay.
But it's okay. It was a difficult time. It was a little embarrassing. But the good thing about it, and I want to share this with everyone because this is very important for me. I always say, treat others how you want to be treated, right?
Yes, definitely.
And carry yourself in a way that is respectable, that everyone can respect you.
That's right.
Of
right.
course, people are going to say things behind closed door. People are going to do what they do.
Right.
But if you carry yourself a certain way and you respect others, can't nobody tell you nothing,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So what happened? He started doing this, right? And instead of, he was trying to get a reaction from everyone and just trying to bash me and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
instead of anyone saying anything and in agreement to it, it was quite the opposite, which caught me by surprise. And also, I felt loved. It was like, well, what do you want me to do about this?
Oh, so you had the support.
Or
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Like we know you're a good person.
Yeah.
He, this is just what relationships go through. He's taking it to the extreme, blase,
Yeah,
blase.
just don't entertain it. Yeah.
Right. So, I learned a lot through that whole situation. And, just throughout the whole time that we were just dealing with each other on and off, I learned a lot as a person, as a woman. And
Yeah. What little piece of advice can you give a single mom or a parent that's going through an abusive relationship?
oh, get out.
Get out.
Get out. You have to get out because
Don't be scared to
the
get
thing
out.
is, first of all, if you stay, you're enabling the situation, right?
Yeah, you're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem.
Person's gonna treat you how you allow them to treat you.
Exactly. And there could be many sorries and many I won't do it again, but
Yeah.
it's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Because at this point, the person has something they have to deal with, right?
Themselves.
They have some sort of, illness or some sort
Yeah.
of, mental health help that they need in their life, right?
Which a lot of us need,
Right.
even more nowadays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, it's not even about you anymore.
No, it's not.
This is a person that, and this is men and women, this is a person that has to deal with what they're going through.
Yeah.
And you being there, you're just going to be their punching bag, and they're just going to continue. They have a bad day, they're going to come, take it out on you. They, whatever
has
happens.
nothing to do with you.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then it can get really aggressive and it can be dangerous because, even if they don't use a weapon per se or whatever, even one like push that they give you the wrong way,
Yeah.
you can bang your head on something, you can die. Like,
Yeah.
I've heard so many stories, and I always say I feel lucky to have survived this. And even now,
But
blessed and lucky.
I don't believe in luck, but do you
Well,
believe in
you
luck?
know, I
guess for
mean-
certain things there is luck, I guess. I don't know. It's always been
blessed,
tricky.
blessed
yeah.
and lucky, yeah. And till this day, like now we have a better relationship, and I'm so happy about that.
Have you forgiven
because,
him?
Of course,
You have to forgive.
forgive. Yes, just.
Don't forget and don't entertain it.
Stay over there.
Stay right there. Stay in your place.
But yeah, of course. So I say go. And then another thing I want to say is don't be afraid to go. Like there's so many resources. There's so many places that you can go for help. You can come to us because that's
That's right.
one of the major things that I definitely want to focus on with the
Yep.
organization
Yep.
is being able to provide a safe space for the women who are going through domestic violence, especially the women who have children. And because, when going through it without children, both is bad. But when you're going through it with children, it makes it more difficult because sometimes the man is the breadwinner, So it's like, what am I going to do if I leave him? How am I going to,
It depends on your situation, yeah.
Right, because not everyone is
It's fortunate.
as tough or, go-getter or hustler like I was,
Some people don't have family either.
Yes.
You'll be in a shelter with your kids if you leave.
Exactly.
I get it.
And some people don't have motivation, and some people don't have enough self-love to be able to get up and be like, well, you know what, today I'm just going to go out there and I'm going to look for this and I'm going to try to look, they fall into depression. I went through depression.
Yeah.
And, you get anxiety and you just, you lose value for your life and you lose, the love that you have to live. So
Yeah,
definitely I would
definitely.
say get out. It's not a good situation.
And then you have to
be
kind
in.
of speak to your children too to make sure that they don't pick up
Yes,
these habits or that they don't think
absolutely.
that this is like self-love.
Exactly.
And words hurt too.
Oh, yes. And so, yeah,
Verbal abuse.
that's another reason
major.
why you should go. Yeah, because
Verbal abuse is like very common.
exactly. I mean, think about it. A lot of these situations where these men and women also, they have gone through abuse
Yeah.
when they were children.
Yeah.
When they were, whether they got abused by someone or their parents were verbally abusive or physically abusive with them, a lot of the times that's the case. So you don't want to continue the cycle and have your children also go through this, right? And see this
Yeah.
and think that this is the right behavior.
It's a lot of that
and your
going on.
daughter thinking that, oh, this love-hate thing, okay, well, I love you. I'm going to, they're going to meet someone, it's going to be the same thing. I love you, oh, but they treat you like crap, but you're still going back, right? Or
Yeah.
your son, acting like this towards women. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So,
And
Yeah.
abuse doesn't have to be nasty. It don't have to sound nasty. It could be passive aggressive.
oh, narcissistic.
Putting you down in a nice little way.
Of course,
But those are dents into your self-health, the mental health.
definitely.
Okay, I think we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick
That was
break.
intense.
yeah, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the Fearless and what organization and what we have coming up, our goal for it, and we're gonna get into some fun talk, cause me and Sue are like, going through the motions of a certain lifestyle, and I'm tired of it. I want to know what her outlook on these, these boys these days.
Oh, gosh.
We'll be right back on the Diasen Show. Stay in line and get in line. Good stuff, babe.
Ooh, you made me go deep there.
No, it's fine.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Sue Fearless, and we are here because we're representing fearless women, and what fearless women represents for me is a woman who is not afraid to speak up and speak her truth and tell her story. And we want to provide that platform for women because it's very hard. Women, we become single parents, we become mothers, we've been through abuse, we've been through stress, we've been through depression, we've been through many dark moments.
and it's just a lot to deal with when it comes to career, when it comes to figuring out what your purpose is. And I think for us, we're very lucky because we figured out what our purpose was.
My name is Jessica Castro, and I am from Brooklyn, New York. And a fearless woman to me is being unapologetically yourself. Live your life, live your true self, live your moments. I am a mentor for the youth here in Brooklyn and actually the all 5 boroughs. And what I provide is just giving back to my community.
Hi, my name is Danielle. I live in Maryland by way of the Bronx, New York. Being a fearless woman to me means living in your truth, making sure that you are limitless and recognizing all of your natural God-given talents. I'm currently working with youth and empowering them and helping them to find their voice. I specifically want to help young women across the country, if possible, in my own neighborhood, to identify ways to focus on self-care and focus on amplifying their voice and being true to themselves. A fearless woman to me is living in your truth, knowing what your God-given abilities are and making sure that you display them to the world limitlessly and fearlessly.
Hey guys, it's your girl, The Essence, right here, and I'm part of Fearless Women. And Fearless Women to me is basically being fearless. There's no limitations, you're yourself, there's no distractions, you go straight for what you want. And my part in this is being positive, bringing females together to empower, becoming family, and more like a sisterhood. So check us out right here on Fearless Women.
We are a group of women who have come together to help other women develop a healthy, positive mindset. We feel very strongly that everything starts with self-care. Everything starts with making sure that you have a strong mind, you take control back of your life, and that is exactly what we want to show. We're going to have workshops that are going to help you with interviewing skills, with taking back your financial, freedom, and, just teaching you skills to be able to provide for a successful life.
Hi, my name is Dion Nichols, and what Fearless Women means to me is about sisterhood. It's about uplifting women. It's about empowering those who maybe don't have access or don't realize that they have so much to offer this world, but just need a boost, a helping hand. And that's what Fearless Women is all about. Authenticity, standing in your truth, and your power. I'm actually the founder of a financial literacy youth program called Financially Clean, and I really look forward to bringing that piece to the organization, because if you're going to empower someone, it's a holistic approach. It's the financial, that there's power in that. I'm also a life coach, and I also believe that you can live whatever success looks like for you, you can have that. But sometimes you need that person to just walk you through or co-create that life of limitless possibility. So I look forward to bringing that to Fearless Women.
We're definitely gonna put our content out there, and we're gonna create a program that's gonna help you with developing a healthy, positive mindset.
Hi, my name is Jessica Sinclair, founder of Sinclair Master Ceremonies, founder of the Motivation Monday show. Being a fearless woman means that you live your dreams now, not tomorrow. You are a decision maker. You are great. You know your worth. Fearless women is me, and it's everyone else at the table. Why am I fearless? I'm fearless because I'm a boss. I'm a connector. I bring to the table networking tips, communication tips. Professionalism is everything, but if you don't know how to work your message, no one's gonna hear. I thank Sue so much for the opportunity. Fearless woman, stay tuned.
All right, y'all, so stay tuned for our launch day 2019. We're coming in strong and fierce and fearless. Everybody follow us on Instagram at Fearless Women and stay fearless. Talk to him.
And we're back. You guys have seen that before, but I have to remind you why we're so fearless, okay?
That's right.
And now I have Sue here. And that was actually a very special day. It was my first photo shoot, I believe. And we were there for hours, but it was so much fun. We had music and we had wine and we had food. It was awesome.
It was.
We all looked beautiful. Everybody was in white. It was right before the holiday season, so we were excited for the debut of Fearless Women for Christmas.
I know.
I don't know, it was just a lot of fun. It was a dreary day too, but it felt really nice. All right, so we're back. We heard a little bit about Sue Fearless and her beginning stages in the relationship and all that brought her to her baby now.
The exclusive.
Yeah, but we're excited to announce that we're going to be having a soft launch. You know, we want to go big,
We
big.
did.
And I had to tell Sue, get in line, let's start small. Because she wanted to do like gala, violinist, like
You'll see.
all out. But we're going to get
You'll
there.
see. I like to do things over the top. That's what it is.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And it's good to go to the top. But sometimes you got to work your way back down and say, okay, there's a time for this.
Absolutely.
So let's start here
Yes,
first. And I
yes.
think what we're doing is going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Where the money, where the fees going to is not a lot, but it's going to a very important foundation.
Yes.
Can we speak a little about that? Let our viewers know what exactly are we speaking of, what's going to be entitled in the event, because people are looking at the link. I've gotten a few hit-ups myself that they want to be there. So I'm excited.
I'm so excited. I'm like overjoyed.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the day.
And men are buying tickets too. I don't know
Oh,
if it's
of
to meet the
course.
females because we got some bad chicks on our panel, but I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting.
It's going to be great. I think it's very important that the men should be there. I think the men should be supporting, you know, women in our movement and our cause and everything, especially because we're not taking, you know, when a lot of men think about women empowerment, they think, well, it's like men bashing or, you know, like.
Not at all.
And we're definitely not taking that approach because we're aware that not only we need some, you know, help and assistance, but also men need it too, and we need to support them and support each other, right? So, but anyways, I always go to the serious part.
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Maybe one day I'll be in the political world.
Let's do it.
But
I can so see
yeah,
that.
so I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. We partnered up with some amazing folks. Daryl Phils and Michael Flanoy. I always pronounce his last name incorrectly. But they're great, along with their partner. They have, you know, combined, you know, joined us for this evening. They've been doing the wine curating, I think twice a year for the past few years now. Very successful events, you know. So we were having a conversation and, you know, they were like, well, Sue, we're going to have, you know, our wine tasting soon. It's coming up. Like, maybe we should do something together. And I was like,
collaboration, baby, sponsors.
I was like, are you kidding me? Hello? Yes. I was
Perfect
like,
timing.
gala down the drain.
Yeah, we'll get
I
to the
was like,
gala. And it'll be more important when the gala actually takes place because we'll have accomplishments as fearless women, I feel.
Yeah,
you know?
of course. I mean, it all depends on timing too, because you know, when you want to put a production like that together, it takes some time, you know, and the accessibility to the venues is very, very limited right now because the warm season is coming. So, you know, those are like the hurdles that I was facing. But, you know, when I spoke to these gentlemen, I was just like so excited. I was like, oh, and the girls are gonna love this. It's super classy. It's wine tasting.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
love
What
it.
more can we ask for?
No, we love it. And I love the cause of it.
Yes,
The foundation. Explain
yes.
that a little bit.
So Daryl Phil's mom, it's in honor of her. She passed away a few years ago, and ever since then, I believe she was a teacher, and don't kill me, Daryl, if I'm wrong, but I believe she was a professor, and in her honor, they've donated to the scholarship every year, which is under her name.
Okay.
So it's a great cause. It's a great cause, and you know, I'm so glad that he's kept it going. You know, every year, and they award a student with a full scholarship.
Oh.
Yeah,
so I'm
or
all
with
for
funds
that.
towards the scholarship.
Right.
Every year, so that, you know, that's great. Of course, I mean, you're giving back to the community. You're,
Definitely.
you know, you're motivating a student to continue. You know, because the kids are our future.
Yeah.
By the way, but yeah, so it's super exciting. I'm excited. We have a great DJ Kamish. If y'all don't know about him, but I'm pretty sure you do. He's
love it.
great. He's amazing. When I found out he was on the roster, I was like, what? Yes, it's just gonna be an amazing night. Plus, Lasuk is super dope. Shout out to Lamia. I'm sure a lot of you guys know her. She's great. She's the owner of Lasuk, her and her husband. So, you know, they always welcome us with open arms. They're super excited too. So it's going to be great. And we're there a good chunk of time. We're there from 5:30 to 11. But that don't mean to get there at 9 o'clock because you're going to miss everything.
Right.
You have to get there on time, okay?
Come after work.
Yes,
come
come
business
after work.
class. You know, be ready to be empowered, have fun, drink a little bit of wine.
Exactly.
You know,
Dance
network.
a little, network,
Yeah.
definitely, yes. And we're going to have our T-shirts there. So I know a lot of the women been asking us for the T-shirts, and
have
Essence is
mine
wearing hers.
on. Yeah.
So we're gonna have them there, so you ladies can pick them up and take your pictures with the T-shirts because they are amazing. And actually,
Yeah.
shout out to our designer
Yeah.
that did our logo. Shout
Yeah,
out to Mr.
logo's
William
so
Ellis.
dope.
Oh my God, like that
It looks
was
like a butterfly, but it's actually female faces that make the
Yes.
wings of the butterfly.
Yes, and if you look even closer, it's like it goes from a generation. So
Yeah.
I think the younger ones are at the top or the bottom, either way, and the older ones.
I
yeah.
love it. I love the concept
But-
of it. I love the colors. I love the
Yes.
font. I love the history or like what you're trying to do with it.
Yes.
I'm totally on board. Sometimes we're texting and I'm looking at every text that's coming through, but I just let people say what they want to say. I told you I'm always more hands-on.
Yeah.
So like when we're actually approaching the event,
Right.
the essence is all in. But
Okay.
I'm totally listening.
Of course,
I'm
of course,
observing.
of course.
This is we become an everyday text, which is great. And we share our achievements
Yes.
and we empower each other. And I always felt that you can't have an organization to empower other people if your crew or your team is not
Absolutely.
for each other.
Exactly.
You
exactly.
know, so I'm glad that we're all here, and everybody in their own space is very unique,
Yes.
and they all have we all have something going on.
Yeah, and which is
All
what
of
I
us.
love, which is what I love the most.
Yeah.
Because I think that what was important to me putting a board together was that, I wanted women to not only hear from me,
Yeah.
I wanted women to hear from other women,
Right.
from other struggles, from other journeys, from other stories. Because if they can't connect with me, they can connect with you.
Right.
They can connect with Sinclair. They
Right.
can connect with Dion.
Right.
With, Danielle,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Jess. Like I wanted, and then I also wanted for it to be a sisterhood of women from different backgrounds.
Yes.
That
very
was my
important.
goal.
Yep.
So I am so happy that, we're comprised of Black and Latina, beautiful
Yeah.
women, that are just doing amazing things, like you said. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And like the group chat is very important to me. I'm a part of a couple others, and I love it. Like everyone's sharing, everyone's empowering, everyone's even bringing opportunity to each other.
Right,
They're
right.
like, oh, this job is opening up.
That's
you
what
should
it's
send your
about.
resume. This is this, and that's what I try to do with you guys daily. It's just send you some love,
You do.
and
And I
send
love
you
that
some
you do that.
positivity.
Like
Yeah.
the other day, you felt like everybody was in their own worlds. And you're like, I
Yes.
didn't get no love. And I'm like, you got all the love. And even if I'm tired, if I see you personally reaching out, I just feel like I have to reach out because
Yes.
you're thinking of us and you're
Yes.
trying to hold us together as a team. And maybe you need something that we don't know that you need. Maybe that's just a
Right.
call out.
Exactly.
You never know. So I
Exactly.
don't want to ever ignore anything, or
Exactly.
reaching out because
Yes.
that's what we're here for. What is Sue fearless about these days? What are we doing? Are we dating? Are we
Oh, girl.
involved?
No. Dating is super horrible.
Super
in New York City.
horrible. I think
Super
it's
horrible.
everywhere.
And maybe it is everywhere, but I live in New York, and
we can only speak for ourselves, right?
I have a lot of friends who are not New York natives like we are, and they have migrated here from other
oh, Lord,
states,
go
right?
back.
They have, you're making it harder for us.
Yeah, we're like
So they've-
overpopulated already.
They've migrated here from other states and other, cities and stuff like that. And, they always used to say, for the past like 4 or 5 years, they're like, Sue, New York is the worst. New York men are the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst. And I kept trying to
have hope and
have
steer
hope
away from
and
that.
look at it from another perspective,
Yeah. What
and
was your
like,
perspective?
I'm like, no, this is New York. This is the hustle city,
It's true,
I'm hustling.
though.
I don't
It's
have
true.
time. I have 2 children. I have a full-time job. I have, my goals and dreams that I'm working
Yeah.
on, my organization I'm working on, the show
But-
that you're putting, when,
Yeah, but bottom line is we're human and we all have time to love.
Of course.
Or want to be loved.
Of course. And that
That's
was
the
my next
problem.
point, right?
Yeah.
So then I get to this place now where I'm a little older. So of course I'm thinking different. And now it's like things have, even though I'm so busy and working so much, things have slowed down for me in a sense, because now I'm able to like see things a little clearer, have more time to myself, self-care. So, when you're
your
going through
children
those
are older,
moments,
too.
my children are older,
Yeah.
so now I have more time to kind of like think, and I'm thinking like you. And I'm like, that's complete BS, because anyone can make time for what they want, and that's like the bump on the road right now. So me and dating, we're not, I'm focusing on my this is what I'm dating.
Which I get, and
That's what I'm
I did
dating.
that for a while too.
Yeah.
But what do you think is going on in that society? I mean, this has been going on
It's
for
so many
years.
things.
I grew up watching Sex in the City, watching them at 40-something years old, going through stuff.
It's so many things. I was always in love with psychology. I think that at some point I'm going to go back to it.
I think it
'cause
would be beneficial for you in the
Yeah,
women.
and I feel like I like my fellow Earth signs. I'm a Capricorn. I'm an Earth sign, so I'm also very observant, and I also can see through a lot of people and see through their personality, their characteristics, what they're thinking about, so on and so forth.
Right.
But I think that it's a mixture of so many things. People try to use, and you said something actually on your Instagram the other day that someone just told me that I just met. You said,
Oh, you mean in my rants?
In your rants.
In my GetInLine dating rants?
In
that
your
I actually
rants.
had a lot of males DM me about. And one of the reasons that people don't date is because of expectations. And I don't believe in expecting too much. But in life, you should expect certain things. As a friend, I expect certain things from you. If I give you my number, I expect you to give me a call and use it in good use.
Right.
There's expectations that you should have. Those are
Right.
standards as a human being you should have.
Absolutely. But I think this is what we're doing. So you said something about when you've been through when you've been through things in the past and how you're finding out that men feel like that, like they're kind of scorned, so
Yeah.
they're like kind of hesitant to get into a relationship
Yep.
now that they're older. And it's so funny you said that, because I just met someone that told me the exact same thing. He didn't push back on moving forward. He was just like, well, this is how I feel about dating. Like, I've been through da 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 da. And I was like, well, I'm not that person that you dated in the past.
Right.
So I get it, but look at me where I come from. I come from an
Right.
abusive background,
Right,
but I'm
right.
still open for love.
Of course.
Always. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a hopeful romantic, right?
Do you think it's still like the fear of
I think
getting
people are
hurt,
not
or is
being-
it just
no.
laziness? Like,
I
what
think
is it?
the bottom line is,
What is it? Selfishness?
people are not being honest
With
That's-
themselves.
with themselves and with the person who they're encountering, right? So I think that if you meet someone, you like them, the vibe is right, but you feel like, oh, maybe, this is not going to be inclined towards a relationship. Maybe I'm not seeking a relationship with this person. Maybe, they're not into you that way. Just be honest about it.
But that's what dating
This is what I want to
is.
do. I just want to have fun. Yeah, but us as women, let's be realistic.
I know,
We
I
do
know,
create
I
some sort of
know.
expectation
we
or
do.
hope or whatever,
We
So
do.
I think that they
And
run
excitement.
and excitement, and we want time and
Do
spend
you get
time with
excited
me.
when you meet someone, like, not that they're the one, but like, do you get excited, like, to still have that hope, like, I wonder if this is something I can have for 3, 4, 5 months?
Yes, it doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, it is exciting.
Does
but
it
it's-
lead up to that?
But
or-
it is a little scary because it's like you're putting yourself out there, And
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, I don't mind speaking my mind and speaking how I feel, but a lot of people and a lot of men might look at that like it's crazy.
Okay.
Like it's too forward or too,
I feel that
aggressive.
I feel that a lot of people have baggage
Okay.
or open ends,
Okay.
loose ends, and people just do what they want to. They're just doing what they want to do with no effort, no respect,
Because they're not honest.
There's
they're
no
not honest.
consideration.
They're not. There's so many situations that are going around now that have lingering situations, right?
Yeah.
There's so many lingering people.
Yeah.
People. Oh, he or she just hits me up on a once in a while basis.
Yeah.
I
Right.
just heard from that person the other day, but I hadn't heard from that person in the last month or so.
What's-
But then it's like, I miss you. When are we gonna spend time? Like, a lot of that is going on because nobody's having an honest conversation. Like, nobody's saying, and then here you are upset. Like, wait, but you didn't hit me up in a month. But if he would have said, or she would have said, this is what it's going to be. We're just going to have fun, and then allow you to make that decision to be like, all right, well, then I know that
Right.
there's nothing that's going to come from this. We're just going to have fun and we have good vibes. Then you won't feel as hurt, and you won't feel as like you have to rush that situation or make it better, or you need to call me more often if you miss me. No, I already know what this is about.
I don't like the ghosting. I don't like how you take someone's number and you don't use it. I don't like how people invest their time and you invest your time to them for maybe a month or two, and then poof, ghost, gone.
Right.
Don't hear from them. I don't like when people are making plans with you. oh yeah, we can meet up later on. Let me just do this, and you don't
And they
even
don't
hear
follow
from them.
through.
Now, to me, that's not nothing but respect for that other person.
Of course.
Whether there's expectations or not, I'm a human being.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing you can do is just reach out to me and say, "Essence, I cannot make it today,"
Honesty.
and go do what you got to do.
Exactly.
I don't
Honesty.
understand how the lead up is there.
I mean, I think
And then there's no consideration of, let me just text her 2 seconds
Right.
and say, I'm not interested, I'm not coming, or I'm just not going.
right.
What is that? That happens a lot.
I don't know. It may hold the person back. They may feel like, well, I don't want to hurt her feelings, or they may
We
feel
grown
like,
adults, like everybody says, right?
or they may, yeah, but you know, everyone doesn't think the same. They may feel like, well, if I'm honest and I say this, then it's probably just not even gonna go anywhere, not even to this point where I want it to
Yeah.
go to, you know. So
The
they're
selfish
kind of
type of thing.
selfish.
They leave you kind of hanging.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm not
Absolutely.
feeling it. I don't like it.
Essence doesn't like it.
You know
y'all.
what?
Y'all need to
But you
change
know
it
what
up.
it is too. I also feel like it's like I don't owe nothing to you. You're not my girl. I'm not trying to really be with you. I really don't know you. So if I don't call you back,
Definitely.
But it's still respect because
Of
you're
course.
still wasting my time.
Absolutely.
What do you look for in a man? Not cliche stuff either. What do you like?
Someone who's funny but romantic. So,
Okay.
you know, has a serious side but funny, makes me laugh. Someone who puts in an effort. Of course.
I like effort too and
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah, because I'm very when I like someone, I'm very dedicated.
Okay.
I am not overly dedicated to where I'm a psycho.
Right. No, I understand.
But I'm dedicated. I want to see you. I'll make time. I'm busy too, but I'll make time. We'll make it work.
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like as long as you're within the tri-state area, we're good.
Okay.
So
Do you have a height preference?
I didn't in the past, but I think I do now.
You did it in the past? You did it
No.
in the past. Have you
No.
ever dated someone shorter than you?
Kind of.
How did that feel for you?
I didn't think about it.
You didn't think about it. So when you guys
No.
hugged or kissed, you didn't
Well, he
think
wasn't
about
like
it.
shorter than me. He was like probably like
Oh,
my
your
height
height?
length. Yeah.
Okay.
And I was able to wear heels, so it wasn't too
Oh,
bad.
okay. See,
Mhm.
I'm
But
trying
shorter than me, no.
I'm trying to open up my horizons, and it's hard to do
I
that.
can't do shorter.
I can't do it either. But my mom has also told me you need to open up your mind. Your type is not working for you right now.
Well, let's talk about that. So let me ask you a question.
love it.
How do you feel about settling? I have an issue with that.
I believe nobody should settle, you know, and that's why I'm not in certain predicaments anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I was ever settling, but if you stay in one place and don't, I don't know, edge off to grow more
Mm-hmm. Right.
and to be better.
But I mean, like in the perspective of, yeah, I agree with that. And I also mean like, let's say you've always dated a certain type, right? And it hasn't worked out. So
Yeah.
you meet someone that's a little different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You may not feel that instant attraction like you do with the
Right.
ones that you're
I know.
interested
I know
in.
all about it, girl.
But then this person is there and he's very persistent and he's calling and he's treating you nice, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, this could be a potential relationship. Like, how do you feel about that?
I try to be open with it, but I think deep down inside, when I meet you, I already put you in a category. Whether you're fun, whether you're like, oh, maybe, oh, I like that. You're in a category
just
already.
friends.
Yeah. I may entertain it for a little bit just to see what could come about. Because like I said, you can fall in love with the person that you don't even think you'll ever fall in
Exactly.
love with.
Right.
Because that person, at this age, I want to be attracted to someone. I want to be like overly attracted to someone. But that doesn't get you nowhere either because things just move fast. You just want to be like all in it. So sometimes you need to find a balance. And sometimes I just want to be with someone who enjoys company, that wants to invest time.
Right.
And that does what they need to do. But then those people are not really my...
Right.
So
So we
it's-
need to do something about this.
Yeah, it's...
Let's put together a mixer.
We
and let's bring
should.
all the handsome and good-looking singles together.
It's hard to find a good-looking guy out here nowadays,
and
too.
we'll put the questions together.
Sometimes you have to settle because there's more prettier girls, I guess, or we can present ourselves prettier. But there's not a lot of good-looking guys out here. I haven't really met so
it's
many.
like slim pickings, right?
It is. And
It's like 50 to 1.
It is. And then it gets to that point that you're at that age and there's baggage, there's kids.
Right.
Some have records from young. And it's like, how do you you wasn't raised that way, and you know your parents wouldn't be too happy about it, but it's like everybody has a past. How do you deal with any of that? That you like someone, but their past is just like, oh, it's not as clean as you would want it to be.
I can't. I try to see the red flag from the beginning and I run.
Okay, what are your red?
Yeah,
as
no.
a woman, what's a red flag for you?
Someone
your
that has
limit?
a record.
Okay, what's your, even if it was drugs or anything, that would still be a red flag?
Oh, of course, because I've been there.
Okay,
I've
what
been
about
there.
kids? What's your limit on kids?
Oh no, I'm good with kids because I don't think I want to have any more. So I'm
it-
good.
so
if you
if
have your kids already, that's great. We
How
could
about
be
if you
the
had
Brady
like 5,
Bunch.
6, 7 kids?
We could be the Brady Bunch. It depends, like from one person, what happens. If it was just you're dropping, you're making drop offs here and there.
Yeah,
No,
it depends. Okay.
So it depends.
Okay.
And someone who's not motivated is a red flag for me too. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and I think that that's why I have an issue too, because I tend to be interested and date these men that are extremely busy because they're building their empires. So
I'm so busy, I don't even look at my phone in the morning when I get up. Right.
right.
Right. Okay, I've heard that.
So you know, so it's like, but then I need to be with someone who's has goals and, you know, is working towards something, if not already there or whatever the case is. Yeah, because I'm ambitious too, and you know, I want to have somebody to talk to and have that kind of conversation, you know, with someone who's just at home not motivated
There's nothing
and
really
not
to talk and focus on.
Yes, and at times also the person feels a little inferior to you and a little, you know, intimidated, unfortunately. So
I understand that.
It doesn't go down.
Do you feel like you've lost hope in dating or anything? And I'm seriously asking that. But
Oh my
I
gosh.
hear a lot from friends and just people in general that there's like no hope left. Like this is our new day and age. It's very fast paced and it is what it is. I refuse to give up hope.
Yeah. I haven't lost hope, but currently right now at this moment,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
I don't want to date anyone right
good.
now.
It's the best
So
thing to do at this point.
Don't DM me. Don't hit on my track.
Leave
I'm
the
good.
feelings alone, all right?
I'm good. But no, I haven't lost hope. But again, what I am seeing is I'm finding a lot of women who are just saying, you know what, this person is doing something for me right now. It may not be the person that I initially thought I would be with and wanted, but they're doing something for me right now. So I'm seeing a lot of that. So maybe
beneficial relationships.
and I'm not saying, I mean, no, but they end up loving the person, I guess, at some point.
Yeah.
You know, but I also want to be open-minded, and I don't want to be negative, and I need to do some research about that and see what's happening, you know, and why this is going down. But I see a lot of that happening lately.
Yeah, I'm about to start reading
Lately.
that Devon Franklin
Yeah.
book, and it's for men and female.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a lesson.
So I'm wondering, like, how many really successful, good-looking men are single right now, if all these amazing women are just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just weird.
It
It's
is.
just-
And
it's
there's a
just-
lot of
It's a
single-
weird time, and then we're all
Yeah.
getting older. I have a lot of friends who don't have children as well.
Yeah.
You know, so that's also very tough.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
For the ones who want to have children,
For
get
the ones who,
married.
yeah, for the ones who
Understood.
want to have children
Yep.
and get married. So,
Yep.
you know, I've never been married. So definitely, I think that's probably why I haven't lost hope too, because I would like to walk down
Good.
the aisle
And-
one of these days.
And as long as you have hope, you have faith.
Yes.
And faith will guide you to the right man in the right time.
So they say.
Yes. And we're
Be
gonna.
patient.
That's right. And we're gonna end it right here by you giving out your social media.
Oh God.
Where they can find you and support your movement and support you
Yes.
as a person. She's a beautiful person. Her
Thank
soul
you.
is good.
Thank you.
You have a good soul.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes, you have a good soul. You're vulnerable when you need to, but you're serious when you need to as well.
Yeah.
Just let them know where they can follow you.
Definitely. So I am the social media queen right now. I have like 1,000 Instagram pages.
She does for like every single thing. I'm like, Sue, really?
But
I need to be more like you with that.
you have to separate things, you know. But okay. For Fearless Women, it's Fearless Women on Instagram, on Facebook. Yes, we have a Fearless Women page as well, and that's FEARLESSWOMEN. And my Instagram is Sue Fearless. Very simple. And the radio show is Fearless Radio Show, and that's also on Facebook and Instagram.
Yes, check her out on DSN Network, which is also located in the Bronx. She talks about relationships and all that good stuff. We gotta go. Thank you, Sue, for being here with me.
Thursday,
Yes.
May 16th.
Yes, the flyer will be up on all our social media. I love you. Have a good night. Miss Essence1 on Instagram.
Thank
Get
you.
in line. Thank you, baby.
Of course.
Awesome.
Let the music help you celebrate life. Get in line. Keep it real. Get in line.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Sue Fearless, and I'm here on the D Essence Show. We had a great show today, and she just wanted to make sure that I let you guys know to get in line.